All right, y'all. This is Durags and Conversations, a conversation about colorism part two with me and the homie David Gran, and we're just talking about some conversation about colorism and some effects, and now we're getting to the last part of it. So now we're getting into the solution based part of it. So, what direction do you feel we're going in as far as a culture when it comes to this topic?
I think I'm actually excited. I think we are headed in a good direction. I feel like even through Instagram, you see hashtag melanin, my melanin popping, brown skinned girls, by Beyonce, which was huge and it was major. I think that the media is embracing more spectrums of brown with people of color, not just within the Black community. I think with people of color, like, we're being more represented. I will say, because there are more like Black directors and more Black creatives on that side, more of our stories are being told realistically, and people that actually look like people that, I shouldn't say look, but people like more diversity. I think for this next generation growing up, I think we're making good moves. Like, we're making like positive strides just because we had to overcome so much. This is so, like, colorism is deeply ingrained in people to the point where sometimes you don't even know that you're being a colorist. So I think to even have these conversations and push it forward is a great thing.
Amen. You said it.
Yeah, colorism is such a subconscious choice or subconscious maneuver that you have to be really conscious about combating it. So I agree, popular culture, media, social media, these are all moving, I think, in the right directions. From the South Asian community, I follow Instagram accounts of artists who take amazingly beautiful photographs of very dark-skinned models in like the most gorgeous South Asian clothes. So there are things like that coming out. I really admire Mindy Kaling, who she's so pop culture, she's so poppy, but she's doing some really deep stuff. She's a woman who's South Asian. She's dark-skinned. She doesn't have this like traditional Hollywood stick figure thing going on, and she's the romantic lead in everything she produces. She is the beautiful one.
I think that's major. Mm-hmm. That's major for women, for not even just women, but girls to see growing up.
Yeah.
That they could be the love interest, not the token best friend, or not just someone that's in the movie,
the sassy coworker.
Right. I know when I was growing up, it's not, I know that we're talking about, from the female experience, but men also go through the same thing. You believe it or not, you'd be surprised on how many darker skinned men kind of feel like they're not beautiful, or they feel like they're being targeted. If they go to a store, they feel like they're being more targeted to be followed,
like,
or to
watched.
be watched, racially profiled compared to a lighter skinned man. It was interesting because me and Jason, one of the group members from Group 45, we were having a conversation, and he was saying that he was with a dark-skinned male writer, but everybody flocked to him. Jason, who was lighter skinned, flocked to him because they thought that he was the writer. So, and he's like, I'm just chilling with him. This is the big dog that you want to talk to right here. So it was just like, it's the same issues that women face. Yeah. Men face the same exact issues.
Yeah.
And I want to know, like, you mentioned it earlier, like, about, like, my melanin's popping, stuff like that. But what other, like, affirmations, like, do have you told yourself, like, to kind of, like, to build up your self-esteem or build yourself up? Like, I'll tell you, like, for myself, I'll look in the mirror and I'll just, kind of, like, not move until like accept myself, and then and for a while there, it was a big struggle, and it was just like, okay, like, yeah, but so I walk around with my identity, you know, like, you know, and I hold myself up, I hold my head up high, you know, and I just say, you know, like to myself, you know, like I am beautiful,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know, I have permission to be here.
Yeah.
You know, like this is, you know, just as much as anybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
So those are just some things I say to myself.
Yeah. I think the tongue is, well, I don't just think, I know the tongue is powerful. So we want to watch what we say to ourselves and others. I feel like I've been on this journey, and I think that being on this journey, I've become more comfortable in my skin. But I've become more comfortable in my skin as a woman, as a Black woman. I think that seeing more, like, because I'm an actress, seeing more brown-skinned women, more dark-skinned women have like the roles that I want to go out for, and just being more, like, giving more exposure, I think is a beautiful thing, and I think helps myself and other women and other girls that's behind them, like, just seeing like, okay, I can be up there because they're up there too. I can be confident, you know, I am beautiful. And here's another thing. God made us all, and he made us all different shades, you know. I don't feel like one shade is better than the other. I think that we need to but I think these conversations are pushing that agenda forward to basically disseminate this argument about, okay, this is better than this, you know.
So I had to, growing up as a child, you know, really combat the fact that for a lot of my life growing up in mostly white Sacramento, I wasn't seen. I was erased. I wasn't like considered one of the automatically beautiful children or automatically beautiful teenagers. So I had to see the beauty in myself. You know, I had to do that for myself because I wasn't getting it from the outside world. So I learned to do that. And now that I'm all grown up, you know, I care more about how I feel. I look good when I feel good.
That's true.
Can I just say this too? I feel so inspired. I feel, because, you know, the rappers I follow, like Meg Thee Stallion, Cash Doll, even actresses, Tika Sumpter, just different women, different shades of brown. So I definitely feel inspired, because I know if they can be mainstream and be popping, then we all can be popping.
Absolutely. And this concludes to the last part of this part 2 of the conversation of colorism.
Friday to Thursday, getting this cake like it's my birthday. Survived in my birthplace, in my worst ways, come my first case though. Vacation for 6, it's time that I miss for hitting that lick. Now I'm legit, got me a bitch and we on the same shit. Focus, remember them days I was hopeless. Same close, hope no one would notice. Flip a zip and cop the fit, now look who the coldest. Small time for a young mind, but I never smoked it. All profit, fell in love with the hustle, trying to feed my pockets.